Spoken words. It is the number one and the greatest. Why so? It is God's primary vehicle for creating. It is God's primary vehicle for making. It is God's primary vehicle for establishing. It is also God's primary vehicle for destroying. Spoken words. So when you sit in an environment where there is a carrier of grace and words are being spoken, impartations take place. But like I said, only men that have heart, desire, and commitment can access it. Let me tell you the danger of sitting around grace for many years and not making the most of it. You will expire, and people that came after you will take your place. That's the danger. The danger of sitting in the environment of grace and the words of grace are being spoken day in, day out, and you sleep on them, you joke on them, you play on them, you doze on them, you ignore them, you trivialize them, is that you will expire. The younger generations will come and take over from you. I followed people and I saw certain of their behaviors towards the vessels of grace around us. I followed people. I sat with them and I listened to their side conversations and comments. I heard them do some mockeries of grace carriers around us. Sometimes they will mock the way they speak English. Sometimes they will mock the articulation. Sometimes they will mock this and mock that. But I followed with a panting heart, not sleeping on my desire. Now, it wasn't them who showed me the grace. I saw the grace with my eyes. So I set my eyes on it, my heart panting and longing for it. You will be in a grace environment, you are sleeping. You put your hand and put your head and sleep. You do it for years, you expire. People will come from behind you and take over and overtake you. Today, certain people who we followed, the reason why they don't want to come around us is because some things they expected would have happened to us because we were their genius. The opposite is happening now. We followed them knowing that we didn't know anything, learning from them, taking advantages of grace opportunities to tap into impartations. But they were too familiar. They slept on it. They joked with it. Some of them slept on the same bed with these carriers of grace. Some of them put their hands in the same plate to eat with these carriers of grace. Some of them wore the clothes and the shoes that these carriers of grace wore. Some of them took money from them. Some of these carriers of grace borrowed money from them at some time. And so they became familiar with these carriers. But we followed with longing and panting. And when it was time for grace to be transferred, the hand went like this. Be warned. Everybody be warned. The reason is because if you miss the impartation of grace, your life will not meet divine purpose.